6 images. We had landscape images that are in a horizontal format. We're going to put them into a folder on the desktop. And to create a desktop, all you have to do is right-click the desktop and come to this dialog box and select New and then Folder. It will create a folder, and I'm just going to name this Assets. You can call it Images, Assets, Pictures, whatever you want to call it. It's just kind of a way for me to organize the pictures. Inside here, I'm just going to click, and it's going to bring up the folder, and the folder is empty right now, and I'm going to right click and do New again, and this will be my original pictures or raw pictures or whatever you want to call them. These are the initial pictures that we have here. We'll click these again, so you can just click and open this. So this is our path. It's from assets to raw. And then I'm going to just click and hold and drag and pull all those 6 images into the raw folder. If you want to view these where you can see them not in a list format, you can click the View tab up here and change them to medium icons so that you can see them. You could also do View and show larger icons just so you can see your pictures. I'm going to go back to the Assets folder, and I'm going to come here and create one more folder. So I'm going to right click in here, and I'm going to do New Folder, and this folder is going to be my working images. So I'm just separating my new from my working. So these are the working images that I'm going to work with. This just helps me create images and also keep the old images uh, without making modifications to them. So I can save the new ones to a different folder, and I have the old ones still in the raw folder. It's very helpful if you need to go back and use an image. So we're going to use pixlr editor. This is a free editor that you can use online. So we're just going to go ahead and look at it real quick. And with the browser, it will open up the Pixlr free editor. It does come with ads. So the larger the screen you have, the better off you're going to be. It's going to say accept, so you know they're going to capture some information. I like to use the Pixlr X. Pixlr E is also an advanced editor. These are both really nice free editors that you can use. You do need to be in the virtual machine to use the editor for this class, because if you're doing Pixlr up here on your desktop and not on the virtual machine, the pictures we modify won't go into the folder that we need to use. So just make sure you're on the virtual machine. So here is your WordPress, here's your virtual machine, here is tab for the Pixlr editor. And we're going to select this. It's going to give you some learning options. I'm not going to do that, but you're more than welcome to go back and learn later. What we're going to do is we're going to open up an image. I'm going to go to the assets on my desktop, go to the raw folder, and I am going to select my first image here, and I'm going to open it. Okay, so I'm going to select my first image. It will have a gray box around it, and then I'm going to select open. From here, we're going to create a web-based image. So I'm going to just select web, and then I'm going to pretend we already know with the plan we want these images to be resized to be 450 pixels wide. So this first is the width, the second is the height. And so we're going to select the first number and type in 450. It will keep the aspect ratio unless you change it. And so it will change it to 450 by 300. and you can apply that. So this brings the image in. We make it a web-based image. We change it to 450. I press tab. It goes ahead and puts in the 300, and then I just press apply. And so now this image is 450 pixels wide, 350 pixels tall, and this is what it looks like at 100%. So now the next thing I need to do is just save this image. So I'm going to click save. You can save it as a JPEG. This is a lossy JPEG where I'm throwing away pixels. So I'm throwing away 10% of the pixels and there's only 90% left. So it's kind of a nice way to save it. You can save it as a ping or you can save it as a WebP or you can save it as a pixlr proprietary file PXZ. Okay, so that's a pixlr, this app on the browser, and that's a proprietary file. So I'm going to save it as a JPEG, and I'm going to save as, and I'm going to go back to my desktop. So I'm going to go to this PC, find my desktop, find my assets, find the working folder this time, and open that up. And I'm going to put in underscore 450 because I know this is 450 pixels wide. And then I'm going to save it, and it will save it as a JPEG image. And I'm going to save. And I'm going to close that. And I'm going to go look real quick. So when I come here, there, this is the 450. When I go back up to assets, all I have to do is click on the path of the folder I want to be back into, and it takes me back out. Raw is still there, and it's still the larger size. So if I roll over it, it shows that this is a JPEG of 4,687 by 3,105. The size is 1.06 megabytes. If I go look at the working folder and I roll over this one, this is 450 by 300 and the size is 45 kilobytes. Definitely a lot smaller. What's called optimizing the images. So this is what's called optimizing the images. I make them smaller so they load faster. I'm going to go back to Pixlr and now I'm going, and then I'm just going to close. And we already saved it, so I'm going to close. It shows the image sitting down here that I can use and work with again if I need to. Other than that, I can open up my next image. So I want you to open up all 6 of your images and size them for web-based to be 450. So they're all the same size, same height, applied, and they're all saved. So you can save them as to the working folder and make sure you put in the underscore 450 and then save them. So you'll just go through and save all 6 of these. And as you can see, these wonderful ads keep popping up in front of my face.